is your boy Tamel Pittman, proud owner of Uppercuts Barbershop.
What up, though? What up, though? This is Lonnie Horn, proud owner of World Class Faders Barbershop.
You are watching another episode of For the Culture podcast with the United Barbers Club. We are at the Midwest Trade Show in Chicago. Big shout out to MLB. They putting on a great show.
Major League Barbers.
And we are lucky to be a part of it. But we have the man, the myth, the legend.
Very special, very special.
The GOAT. He has videos that are decades old, teaching, not trying to say you old, but decades old, teaching you guys some tips.
So you're not trying to say that?
No, I'm not trying to say that.
You're doing a great job of not trying to say that. Keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
But man, guys, it is Ivan Zoot,
The
man.
one and only. The one and only,
There's
man.
no one in the industry like him.
Gentlemen, good
Give
afternoon.
him a horn. He deserves. Come on, man. The one and only.
Now, see, I've seen where that button is now, and I can hit that myself.
I saw your eyes. He was peeping everything out all the way down to your introduction. Good to have you, man.
Hey, thank you for inviting me to come over and spend a little bit of time with you guys.
Come on, man. Thank you for always being willing, man.
Yes.
We're here in Chicago. You're from Chicago.
Hometown? Yeah, I got to go to dinner at a restaurant by my house last night. Got to sleep in my own bed. Got to sleep a little bit late because I just don't live terribly far away, which is a very different hair show for me. Because you guys usually see me
out on the road.
Nowhere near here.
Nowhere.
Out on the road, man. It's a pleasure to be home with you in your home, man.
Yeah, a good way to start the year. I think I got 24 events in 2024 this year. So it's going to be a busy year. It's going to be a great year for the barber industry. There's a lot of reasons to feel really optimistic, and there's a few reasons to maybe wave a little caution flag because we got to be careful. But otherwise, business is good.
Yes.
That caution flag sparks curiosity.
Oh, he's talking about the economic collapse.
No, I'm not talking about the economic collapse. What's interesting here is this, and again, I've been around a little while. I've been through a few things. I've been in the industry over 35 years, so we've seen the ups and downs, we've seen the changes in economic circumstances and things like that. But while there's echoes of the past, history is not a circle. It doesn't come back to where we were. It's a spiral. We come back around, but we're in a new place because things around us keep changing. So it's more of a spiral than a loop, if you follow me.
Yeah.
And I had my class this morning. I had a good attendance. By the way, shout out to the Midwest attendees. Normally, a 9 o'clock class is Ivan talking to Ivan. Okay?
No, with your name on the class, I would think that they would be there.
That's why they give me the 9 o'clock spot. Is they go, we're going to give Ivan the 9 o'clock spot because he's a draw. He'll fill the room. But they don't they don't remember the sneaker ball or everything.
Man.
You know, and all our restaurants in Chicago and all our great entertainment here. And you know what? 9 o'clock for me, maybe I got up at 5. 9 o'clock is late. But I am not the whole barber community.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I had a good crowd, which was really nice. But in my class, I offered up as part of my class a prediction for 2024. And every time I say I'm going to talk about a prediction, my wife says, you gotta shut up. Okay?
No, we want that. We want that.
Well, that's the thing. But she's like, you're gonna say stuff, and later in the year they're gonna come back looking for you because they want to know if you were right. Because you might be right, you might be wrong, and I'm not always right.
And that's why it should be received well, because you're just honestly giving a prediction, which is a guesstimate.
And here's the thing: if I'm not right, even more important is let's look back and find out what was I seeing and thinking that caused me to make that prediction that now we find out is a little bit off the mark. So I'm going to share the prediction here on your program.
We can't go around the prediction.
No, I think he was drum rolling it. He was
disclaimer.
He was rolling it out.
Hey, you got a drum roll on the button?
But we're going to go.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. So here's my prediction for 2024. Things are really good right now. The economy is pretty strong. 2024 is going to be very good. It's an election year. And we all are smart enough to recognize things happen. Politics is tied to the economy, is tied to business, it's tied to money. None of this stuff happens by accident.
Nope.
We're going to see a couple of drops in the interest rates this year. That's going to fire up the housing market. When housing goes, everything goes with it. That's all really positive economic news. And the barber economy is good to begin with. But here's my caution and my prediction. We came out of what happened in 20, 21, 22. I don't use that word anymore. I'm not allowed to say that word anymore. But we know where we've been, and we know what we experienced and upheaval in our industry. Now, I remember in 08, when the economy stumbled, we saw the impact in our industry in 08. And what happened in 08 was what was called trading down market. What that means is consumers in the haircut business who were spending a certain amount of money, when the economy stumbled, they went looking to spend less. I was paying $50 for a haircut. I want to find a good haircut for $35. And the key to the 08 slump was you get one shot. If you're the guy doing $25 haircuts and a guy that was spending $50 comes to you, he's testing you. If the service and the quality are okay, he's never going back to 50. He's been fundamentally changed. So people trade down market. Now the flip side is, if a guy that's been buying a $50 haircut tries a $25 haircut and it's not acceptable, either the service or the quality, he has proven to himself that he's got to spend 50. He's going back where he came from, and he will forever believe in what he was buying. That's what happened in 08. So all of a sudden in 08, the bottom half of the market lit up.
Right.
But you only get one chance. You got to get it right the first time. So back in those days, working for a manufacturer, the requests for education and training in the bottom half of the market were bananas. That's our history. That's where we've been. Fast forward, coming out of the big P word for those 3 years, now, inflation, double-digit almost inflation, price escalation, everything's gone up. Everything. We know groceries and gas and clothing. We also know neck strips and razor blades and insurance. It impacted our business. Everything went up. Now, I'm all about raising prices. I created July 1, Raise Your Haircut Prices Day in the USA. That's our national haircutter holiday. I am the strongest advocate in the industry for charging more, and people have listened. For the first time in 2023, guys went up. Haircuts went up. We saw people raise their prices who hadn't raised their prices in 15 years that finally went up. Some people in 2023 went up twice. We've seen escalation of haircut pricing. And here's where my prediction comes in. I am predicting we're going to lose a chunk of barbers in 2024. We're going to see some shakeout in the industry, and here's why. We've heard all the chatter on social media. We've heard all the talk. I know what I'm worth. I know my value. I got to get my bag. That's all positive attitude, right? That's all positive attitude about money. Right. So a lot of guys have started raising the prices. Right. But now, holiday season 23 and early 24, we are hearing about consumer pushback on the prices. I'm not paying that much for a haircut. I'm not paying that much for a haircut. We're starting to see the rumblings of dissatisfaction. And the reason for it is this. They listen, and I'm not under any circumstances, don't misunderstand. I am not talking about charging less for haircuts. I believe in charging more. But I've always said, and this is what people didn't hear, or they chose not to listen to, or they chose not to act on. You can only raise the price if you also elevate the experience.
Yes, sir.
And this is where guys are slamming their hand in the drawer. Okay, I want my money, but you got to give more if you take more. And that's where the consumer pushback is coming from. I've said for years, if you charge $25 for a haircut and you deliver a $50 experience, you're going out of business. If you charge $50 for a haircut and you deliver a $25 experience, you're going out of business. You got to respect the balance of value. And what we're hearing from consumers is the barber game is a little out of balance.
Oh,
now,
it is.
there are guys out there charging 50, 70, 90 who are delivering on the promise of that price. And those folks are just going to continue to thrive. They're going to do great because they're delivering a premium experience and they're asking for a premium price. And God bless America, that works.
What's your thoughts of, so Chris Bazio specifically said it's the opposite. And I kind of originally thought the same thing that you just broke down, which is, excuse me, okay, it's time to raise these prices. Shoot, what am I going to either add in service-wise or just experience-wise to make it, to justify the increase? But Chris says specifically, no, it's the opposite for him. I'm not changing anything. I'm giving the same thing I've given before, but it's time to raise my prices if I filled my books. So his goal is get the books filled, have your demand high enough to where you can barely do what's asking, and then raise the price to kind of shave off a layer.
And here's the deal. I love Chris, and I agree with Chris 100%. The first criteria for pricing is occupancy. Occupancy is the metric you use. It's called price elasticity, like a rubber band, okay? Chris is right on the money. How much can I stretch the price until demand snaps, until customers goes, I'm out because you got too high for me? He's dead on. He's 100% right. That is pure pricing based on occupancy.
Yeah.
Listen to him, believe him, he's right. Now I got to put my asterisk on his comment, and I think Chris would agree with me as enthusiastically as I agree with Chris. The problem we're seeing is in the guys that have instituted these price increases that didn't have the occupancy.
Yes.
Okay, if you have the occupancy, you can jack the price all day because you have the proofs in the pudding. It's supply and demand. It's economics 101, and you can't. These are the laws of economics. I talk about the laws of gravity. Okay, gravity. If you jump up in the air, you're coming down. I can tell you two things. Number one, you're coming down, and number two, even if you're an Olympian, you're going to land pretty close to where you jumped from. Okay, because you can't get around the laws of gravity. Same thing with the law of supply and demand. So to Chris's point, if you're playing supply and demand, you don't need to add value. But if you haven't added enough value to build the demand, God help you if you raise the price.
I'm so glad I asked you that. You just split that perspective in two right there. There's more than one way to go about it, but you need to make sure you check the right boxes.
Yeah, well, it's not that there's more than one way to go about it. I think it's that the picture's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Bazio's right, and I'm right, and we're right, because it's about that difference right there. So the answer is, and by the way, when you talk about what do you add, to Bazio's point, I don't want to put more time in the service. I don't want to complicate things. Put a can of paint on the wall. You know, if you got another roll of duct tape on the waiting room chairs, recover the waiting room chairs, okay? If you got a poster hanging on the wall that you hung up on the wall in 03.
Oh, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, if you got a Michael Jordan poster, maybe it's time for, what's his name? Maybe
we can't get rid of Mike, but I get your point, though.
I can't think of his name. Just LeBron. If you still got the Michael poster, hey, I'm from Chicago. If we still got the Michael poster up, it's time for LeBron, you know, or whoever's next. I don't know. I'm not a basketball fan, but you get me. You know, you got to be investing in the business in small ways. Customers see that, they feel that, but they perceive that. I always use the story. You know, I grew up in the suburbs here, and we all grew up hanging out at this one hot dog joint. It's Chicago. We got these hot dog places. You go get a burger, you get fries, you get a hot dog. Well, we lived at this place, and we were there every week. I'd be in that joint. Well, fast forward, I'm grown up. I'm living in the suburbs. I don't get in that neighborhood too often. I went back there with a buddy of mine one day to have lunch. Hey, he didn't grow up around here. You got to come check out this place. It's classic. I walk in. It was identical to what it was like 20 years before when I was a high school student. And instead of having a warm feeling of nostalgia, I had this feeling, this guy's been taking and taking and taking, and there hasn't been give me a can of paint.
Give me a can. Oh, I love that. Give me something, Willis.
Maybe you should put down, a new carpet inside the front door. I know that carpet was red when you bought it, and I know it ain't red now. That's a black carpet now. But, and guys in their shops, they don't see this stuff.
No.
You're in there every day. You don't notice that the light switch is covered in black handprints from every time you touch that switch for 3 years. Give me a can of paint.
Let me ask you something. It's kind of off topic, but on topic. Give me 3 or 4, maybe 5 characteristics that makes a great barber.
Characteristics that make a great barber. All right. Not in any particular order. Punctuality. I'm going to say this right now. If you cannot run on time, do not take appointments. Be a walk-in barber.
Yes.
An appointment is a promise, a commitment, an obligation. And there's nothing wrong, there's no shame in being a walk-in barber. But if you walk up to a customer and say, hey, buddy, I know you're my 11 o'clock. I'm a couple minutes late. I'm going to be about 11:07, okay? You have now failed miserably. If you cannot run on time, do not book appointments. Now, I teach this in my online academy. I teach you how to run a blended book, how to run on time. 35 years in the business, I've never once ever been late for an appointment. And when I say that, your listeners are like, he's full of crap. And the answer is I'm not, because I respect. Respect is a two-way street. Because if you got clients, I'm going to date myself here. All right, we're going to use a sports analogy, but if you're old enough to remember the Hertz Rent-A-Car commercials with O.J. Simpson running through the airport, all right, if you got clients running through the parking lot because they're late for their appointments, or even worse, if you got clients outside the front window talking on their cell phone, looking at you in the window like this, giving you the 1 more minute signal, you have trained those clients that it is okay to be late. And the way you did that is by being late yourself. So number 1, you asked, punctuality. Number 2, consistency. Okay?
That's
I
my
don't care if, on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is you are the walking, talking reincarnation of Vidal Sassoon himself. You are the god of haircutting. That's 10. 1 is, I would not let you cut my grass. Okay? That's the scope. Okay? 1 to 10. All right? Now, I'm proud to tell you I am a rock solid 5. Okay? Half the people in this room are better haircutters than me. Half of them are not. That's just reality, and I own it. But here's the deal. If you're a 3, if you're a half-assed haircutter, be a half-assed haircutter all the time. It's okay. Your clients understand that. They expect it. They accept it. Just be consistent. But don't give me a 9 out of 10 one week and give me a 2 out of 10 the next week. I would rather have a 3 every week. So punctuality, consistency. Consistency's number 2. Number 3, responsibility. Okay, that's everything from showing up on time, properly dressed professionally, paying your bills, paying your booth rent, paying the supply guy, all of what that means with regards to your life and your business. Hold yourself up to high levels of expectation for responsibility, everything will be all right. Integrity in terms of, if you say you're going to do it, you do it. If you don't say you're not going to do it, don't do it. If you tell me you're not going to do it and you do it, I'm happy. But if you tell me you're going to do it and you don't do it, now I'm pissed.
Where'd you get these morals from? Where'd you get this way of functioning? Did you have a role model or somebody in your life that inspired you with this?
I think for about the first 12 years, my parents just beat the hell out of me. No, you know what? A lot of people question, especially with the flat top, if there's a military background here, and there isn't. I did not have the honor of serving in our military, and I have a lot of respect for those who do. But this is basic business stuff.
It is.
I got it from my family. I grew up where you sat around the dinner table, we talked about business. We talked about money. We talked about the economy. We talked about some of this kind of stuff at dinner. It becomes a part of who you are as a family. It becomes a part of what your expectations are. We talked about what stuff cost. When I was a kid, I knew how much the mortgage was on the family house.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, on one hand, it puts a lot of burden on a young person to understand. I remember my dad said, we'd leave the front door open and my dad would say, I'm not paying to air condition the world. And then my dad would say, the mortgage on this house is $725 a month. And I remember hearing that going, where in the world would you get $725 a month? Till I bought my own house and I said, my God, I wish I had a mortgage that was only $725 a month. But times change, life moves on. So some of it comes from my family, my parents, some of it comes from a couple of bosses and mentors. I mean, mentorship is so important in life. Forget about the barber business. It's even more important specific to our industry, especially when we accept and acknowledge that there are portions of our industry that don't typically come from places that have strong mentoring role models.
This is why I asked that question, because of our ratio.
Yeah, if you don't, and my thing is this, if you don't have one, find one. And if and you got to recognize, and through my online academy, I do a lot of what could be called mentoring, and I have people reach out to me looking for mentoring, and while I charge for coaching and things like that, that's not pure mentoring if there's a financial transaction. But the important thing to think about when you're looking for mentoring is recognizing mentoring, in order for it to be effective, it's a two-way street. So the question is not just, what can you do for me as a mentor, but what can I do for you as a younger person in the business? And these guys that are capable of mentoring, maybe one guy might need an employee. Another guy might need the perspective that comes from youth. Somebody else might need the energy that a young person brings to the game that more experienced individual sometimes struggles to tap into. But you know what? Surrounding myself with a bunch of guys right out of school who are fired up about the business, an older guy gets a shot from that.
I say that. Yes, I agree.
It's really about asking the question, where's the two-way opportunity here? Because, when you reach your hand out, when I want to shake your hand, I don't come out palm up. And you don't expect me to come out palm down like I'm giving. A handshake is vertical. We're meeting in the middle. We're each bringing to the table. There's a lot of the requests for mentoring I get are very much palm up. In which case I put my palm out and go, hit me and I got you.
And I got you. You drop so many gems on us. Tamil always uses, with our barber trivia and when we visit schools, you
guys are going to ask me questions I don't know the answers to?
No, you know all the answers.
Yeah, you got a ball. You've been probably the best. But you educated us on the blue and the barber pole during your trivia one time.
That was in Northern California.
Yes.
I remember that.
And this guy, ever since then, every time we hit a stage, when we have fun with that one, he always references back to that knowledge you share. We pick up big game from you every time, man.
Excellent.
I want to go back to the question I asked you about characteristics of a barber. What makes a professional barber a good barber? And I know you just picked 3 to speak on, but none of them actually had to do with haircutting.
All right, I'm going to drop it on you then.
I love the fact that you did that, because we go around and we talk to students, and everybody's thinking about, I got to be the best barber. And when they say barber, they're only thinking about cutting hair. They're not thinking about the other side of business.
And when I said consistency, I wasn't talking about consistency in haircuts.
I know.
I'm talking about a whole lot of other stuff.
And life.
Yeah.
They need to start understanding that the hand in hand, the hair cutting and the business is going to create that experience you want to give your clients, good or bad. Whichever one that you're lacking in, it's not going to give you that awesome experience if you bring them both at the same level, bringing 10s all the time on both sides. You're winning. You're winning. So go ahead and speak.
Yeah, I said this in my class this morning, and I'm going to put this on your podcast, and man, we're going to light up the comments on this thing. They're going to take the gloves off on me now.
Let's go.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Loud and clear. I'm going to lean into the microphone, and I'm going to smile when I say it. Okay, are you ready for this?
We're ready.
Bottom line, Haircuts don't matter.
It don't. It don't. I agree.
That, Barber View, that is the title of this segment, this
Here we
interview.
go. Here's the deal. Because, and when I say haircuts don't matter, if you got into the barber business because you thought the barber business was the business of barbering, you're in the wrong business.
Yes.
The barber business is the business of building and maintaining relationships with humans. And this is why all of your listeners know there's a guy in their shop who's a wizard with a clipper, whose book is empty and he spends most of his time on the phone.
Yep.
And there's a guy in your shop who's, let's clean it up for the family audience, who's a half-baked hair cutter, who's just not that good, who's crazy busy.
Yep.
Because haircuts, at the end of the day, it's not about the haircut.
No.
You know, I say this all the time. I have my class that I was teaching called 10 Things I Know for Sure About the Beauty and Barber Business. One of the things I know for sure is good haircuts are easy to find. The average haircut in America today is above average. Schools have done a good job. The chains are producing talented people. We're putting out very good haircuts. Yet we still have people who are busy and people who are not.
Yeah.
So it's not the haircuts.
No, you're right.
Okay? The flip side of good haircuts are easy to find, the other side of that is good customer service is hard to find.
Hard to find.
Super hard.
And that's the deciding factor there. And I've said all along, if you can do mediocre haircuts, average haircuts, and nail the customer experience, you're going to print money.
You will.
And I mean, here, I got one of my books with me here. This is 100 by 100. 100 new haircut customers in 100 days guaranteed. It's a day-by-day step plan focused on one thing only, new customers. And I guarantee I'll give you your money back. Now, I want to tell you this. This book is $25. And I come to a show like this, and maybe there's 5,000 people in the building. $25 book, guaranteeing 100 new customers. Today at this show, I might sell 12 books.
I'm buying
However, across the aisle from me, there's a guy who's going to sell $200 clippers. You don't need another clipper.
Oh man, that's deep.
You don't need. They're gonna spend $200 on another lithium. And the clippers out there are great today, guys. Clipper manufacturers are making better clippers than they ever did. God bless wonderful clippers. I love clippers. I enjoy my money. I want to buy myself a treat. They're gonna drop $200 large on another clipper they don't need, but they won't spend $25 on a book that will change their life.
Damn.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it for my team. We're gonna pass it around.
We got volume pricing for teams. We'll take care of everybody.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, look, I just want people to have the book.
Yeah.
Right? I want people to have the knowledge and the information because I want people to get what they can out of this for themselves and their families and their hopes and their dreams. At this point in my career, I tell people, I'm closer to the end of my career than I am to the beginning. If you look at my Instagram, there are more pictures of me standing next to a lake holding up a largemouth bass than there are pictures of me standing in front of a mirror holding a clipper. Because that's where I am in my career. But the next 20 years, 2020 to 2040, when we get to 2041, here's another prediction. Here I go again. When we look at from 2041, when we turn around and look back at the business, this 20-year period is going to be considered the golden age of barbering.
I was just about to ask you this right now. If you thought that this is the golden age,
It's called the new golden age. Okay. The golden age of barbering was 1880 to 1930. Okay, that was a 50-year period, 1880 to 1930. It was primarily driven, the old golden age was driven by shaving. Now you got to remember, this is a time when people didn't shave at home. They went to the barbershop 2 or 3 times a week. And at the time, in the golden age, 85% of barbershop revenue came from shaving.
Wow.
It wasn't haircuts. You look at the hairstyles, they tapered the back and sides, the top was left long. They didn't even layer up into the top. Haircuts were secondary to the business. We were the shaving business. Now, there's a long story about why the golden age went away, That's a visit another time with my friends here. However, this will be the new golden age. But the difference this time around is it's going to be a smaller sector of the barber community that is enjoying the golden age. Because there's always going to be a section at the bottom of our market that is working hard, not charging enough, and not making any money. But maybe the top 40% of our industry is just printing money. Right, and right now there's never been a better time.
No.
And you know what the key to it's going to be? The key to this 20 years is the use, suggestion, recommendation, and transaction of take-home product. The money is not in the service. The money is in the sauce.
Yes.
The money is in the retailing. The money is in shampoo, conditioner, gel, wax, spray, product is where your bottom line comes from. And those that are the most successful in the golden age are going to be barbers that are leveraging their ability to transact at retail. Service is secondary to product in profitability. Because if you look at bottom line profitability, if all you do is serve customers, services require labor. Labor requires time.
Right.
Product, boom. I cut your hair. To add on a bottle of shampoo, to add on a bottle of gel, takes no time at all. And we keystone, we double up. We buy for 5, we sell for 10, we double our money. So while you might be netting, bottom line, 8% on a haircut, you do a haircut for $1. I'm not suggesting $1 haircuts. I'm using $1 because Ivan can do math with $1. Okay? But you do a $1 haircut, you're going to keep 8 pennies. You sell a $1 bottle of gel, you're going to keep 35 pennies. It's not what you make, it's what you keep.
It's what you keep. Man, you are one of my favorite, I won't even say barber gamers. I love the fact that you mentioned these things I'm saying, they're not just for barbers. You're talking about life skills here, man. You're definitely a role model for our barbering industry, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, go ahead. Go ahead.
Doesn't that deserve a button?
You know what that?
Thank you. I think it deserved one for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I was mesmerized by your answer and your wording and your enunciations. Hey, because you're so quick with it. You've been doing it for a long time, but you got a lot of
It's like a guy cutting a fade.
Yeah,
He's cut a fade before.
You've done it.
I've done this before.
Repetition.
I get up in front of audiences and talk about this stuff online, in classes, on video. This is my category.
You mentioned your online class.
Yeah, my new academy.
What is it?
Well, I launched an e-learning. Online learning has really developed over the last few years. I launched an online learning platform in 2019. It was video-based education online on a subscription. And I got to tell you, it did pretty well. And all of a sudden, we had a pandemic. All of a sudden, everybody wanted to learn online. And hi, your buddy Ivan is right here waiting for you. It was pretty successful.
Nice.
But I took a look at it last year, and over time, e-learning platforms have gotten better. They've gotten easier to use. The e-learning landscape has kind of evolved.
Okay.
So I said, we're going to burn down the academy. We're going to build a new one. So just this month, I launched my new Ivan Zoot Online Academy.
Nice.
Nothing about haircuts. It's business building for beauty and barber professionals. I'm using a better platform. It's easier for me to do, and it's less expensive, so I'm passing that savings right on to the consumer. Basically, here's what I built. I built Planet Fitness for barbers.
Hey.
Here's what I mean. Planet Fitness charges $9.95, and the reason they charge $9.95 is they know that 90% of the people that join the gym ain't coming to the gym.
Nope.
So what I built was Planet Fitness for barbers. I'm $14.95. You know why I got that price? That is half the price of the average price of a haircut in America today. The average price of a haircut in America today is just over $28.
Okay.
I'm $14.95 a month, but I'm counting on the fact that some of my subscribers, they're not going to play. But those who choose to play are going to get the best of me. They're going to get my focus, they're going to get my time, they're going to get my attention. Now, the cool thing about it is my old academy was video. This academy is audio-based.
Okay.
Any device, on the go, on the treadmill at the gym, at Planet Fitness, in your car, on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. There's what we call chapters. Chapters are broken down into lessons. I got a chapter on new customer acquisition. I got a chapter on marketing. I got a chapter on product selling. I got a chapter on knowing and understanding your numbers. I got a chapter on management for your shop. I've also got a online archive of documents, downloadable PDFs to support your business building, templates for running your business included in the academy. I also have a monthly webinar. That's video. If you don't get to see it live, the video goes in the archive and you can go back and see them. It also includes one-on-one coaching. But this is about helping people that want to double down on, I want to build and grow my business. So that's what we built now. It went live January 15th. I signed up 12 people in my class this morning, which was nice. I got a nice group of people involved in it, and we're going to start helping these people move their business forward.
Nice.
And you go to ivanzoot.com, you can find out everything you need to know about it, or reach out to me with a DM through any social platform. I'll send you the information, and I'm there to answer questions.
That's good.
Are we gonna hit him with some?
Yeah, let him talk about this go-go gadget comb he brought over here.
Yes.
Brand new introduction last year. This is one comb. It is the one comb you need. It is every comb you ever need. It's 4 combs in one. Clipper comb, scissor comb, trimmer comb, blender comb. 18 unique features built into the comb. There's a QR code on the back that takes you to a YouTube playlist. Just go to my YouTube and hit one comb, and you can learn about what we've done here. $20, less than the cost of a haircut. It's efficiency, it's productivity, it's state-of-the-art. If you look at it closely, and you'll notice, each comb, the teeth are very different. The shape, the contour, the edges, the tips. It's about what tool are you using and what are you asking that tool to do. Very specific for that. Basically, I sell a lot of combs. I'm the comb guy. And I love combs. I love the colors and the flexibility and the tooth spacing, the configuration, all the details, because we're pretty particular about our combs.
For sure.
And, I got combs at my table that I will tell you, I cannot cut hair without that comb.
Oh, man.
And I have other combs on that table, I'll tell you, I can't cut hair with that comb. Because we know what we like.
Yeah.
Right.
So I tried to build the world's best comb. And you know what? We sold a lot of them. In 2023, it was my best-selling item. So I was pretty pleased with that. And I think 2024, I already told you it's going to be a good year in the business.
You did.
So
all right,
we're going to do it.
This is a nice, strong piece of equipment right here, too.
There
It
you
doesn't
go.
feel like it's going to be breaking anytime. Oh, but it does have some
It's
flexibility.
got a little bit of flex where we've got the ruler ridge. I've got centimeters on one side and inches on the other. The ruler ridge makes the other side a little more rigid, where this side's a little more flexible. But to your point, I got a lifetime warranty on it. If you break it, I'll give you another one. You know what? I guarantee the books. I guarantee the combs. And again, it comes back to characteristics. It's integrity.
Yeah.
I want you to buy a comb because I want you to do better haircuts. I want you to buy a book because I want you to grow. If my comb doesn't help you grow, or the book doesn't help you grow, I'll give you your money back. Because I don't want you telling anybody, I bought that comb from Ivan, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with the comb, bring it back to the booth, I'll give you your money. If you're not
Integrity.
happy with the book, bring the book back, I'll give you your money. Because there's
Integrity.
somebody else who's going to buy it and use it and like it, because I only want 5-star reviews.
Amen.
Nice. That's integrity to the fullest.
Amen. Well, is there anything about your life that we missed out on?
People ask me what's new.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is when you run into some, I see you guys at shows, and hey, what's new?
You don't know what you told us already or didn't tell.
I can't keep track. But the worst thing is when you say to somebody what's new and they say nothing.
Yeah.
What could be worse than a life in which nothing's
Nothing new.
So I got to show you what's new.
Oh, this is
All right?
exciting.
I got to show you what's new.
Love it, love it, love it.
And I don't know if your viewers can see that. I know you guys can see it.
I knew it would be that too. I knew it would be
Ivan.
I don't know if they can see it on the camera there, but that's the first grandbaby. And that's what's new.
Man, this is beautiful, and this is
So
a
now,
statement. This
I don't
is
want
a
to work
statement.
anymore. I just want to play with the baby.
That's what I was gonna say. This is a statement on where you are in life right now.
That's what all the money's for.
Come on. Shout out to G Wiz. I talked to G Wiz last night.
Is he here today? I didn't see him yet.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I got to go find him. See, there's another guy. He's been doing this long as I've been doing this. There's a guy who's been in the game a long time. G Wiz was doing this before we knew how to do it.
Are you okay? Okay, and you can feel it on him.
Oh, yeah.
And guess where
he's from
at?
Chicago. Now, he's a South Sider, and I'm a North Sider. So, you know, we're friends, but there's a little rivalry there. But that's okay. It's healthy.
Well, this is where he's at. He says, man, it's about that time now and that value of time right now, doing things like this. So I congratulate you, man. To me, this is a sign of elevation right here. Yeah, your
I'd
brand
like to tell you I had something to do with it, but
actually, you shouldn't be telling us you had nothing to do with this shit. Now, congratulations, man. Beautiful baby.
Thank you. That's
Beautiful
what's new.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna shift gears for him. Are we gonna try him today?
Yeah,
we're gonna try him today.
We're
gonna try him today, man. We're gonna do a little bit of trivia with you.
Just a little bit, because we know you know all the answers.
Yeah, man. He firing back so quick. You ain't even finished the question yet. You're like, damn, that's right. That's right.
No, didn't he give us the history of our question?
Oh yes.
the reason you're asking that is,
did you know that?
Well, I'll start off with some history.
oh, the phone comes out because we got the list of
Oh
questions.
yeah, we can't play with you, man.
Not at all.
All right.
Which ancient civilization is credited with creating the first barbering practices?
Well,
even if he got this right, the fact that I got 2 seconds on the clock with him.
He breathed. He's
I feel like we
I'm
did
just
something.
formulating an answer. And my answer is going to be we're going to go back and we're going to reference somebody we talked about earlier, our friend Chris Bazio. And Tomb 45, which specifically is there to acknowledge the contributions of the ancient Egyptians.
I knew he'd get that one. I knew it.
Guys, hang on a minute, guys. That's in the Milady Barber book.
Listen,
Chapter 1.
well,
read the book.
the color of the barber pose is in the Milady Barber book too, and we don't get that answer correct all the time.
Hey, you want to hear something? The new Milady Barber book, when it comes out, I'm now a contributing editor to the book. They tapped into me to help, to fix some stuff.
Dude,
yes.
you like making history in this industry, dude.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. That was fun.
Okay. Now, that was a softball, though.
I thought we put a little more behind it that time.
That was, hey, and I'm from Chicago. We play 16-inch softball where you arc it up over the plate with a nice slow one. We're not talking fast pitch here. So you got to throw something hotter. I'm still going to swing.
I like it.
How many steps per the state board? How many steps is it in the straight razor shave?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to get close. I'm not going to be right. I want to say.
You got it.
I want to say. Now I'm going to count them. Okay? Because you know how long ago it was that I needed to know this? Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
You got it.
Because I know that picture in my head, but I gotta count them up. Am I right?
What's step number 3?
Yeah, what's step number 3?
All right, it's 1, 2, 3. Now we're getting nitty gritty.
This dude, man,
You've never got a right answer on that?
Oh, no.
We do.
We have, but we've never seen anybody not be sure and figure it out like that.
Oh, you got to walk through it.
Damn, man.
It's in my hard drive. I just got to be able to pull the file.
Dude, you're fun to watch answer. Who can say I'm fun to watch answer?
I know, right?
Go ahead. I was going to the spelling. We got
No spelling. No spelling.
Now because he said no spelling.
No spelling. No spelling. I got like a brain defect on spelling.
You'll get this.
I thought this one was too easy, so I was going hard. But maybe since he's pleading, maybe go with your original.
Now, if you're going to throw a spelling question out, I do want to tell you something. If you've ever had the opportunity to read the journals of Lewis and Clark, when Thomas Jefferson paid Lewis and Clark to go on their famous expedition through the West after the Louisiana Purchase, Meriwether Lewis, his journals, are one of our greatest national treasures. They're in the United States Archives in Washington, D.C. And Meriwether Lewis is particularly known for the fact that he couldn't spell. And in any given sentence, he would even spell the same word a different way.
Wow.
Now, I use that as reinforcement for my inability to spell, and somebody told me once, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Only knowing how to spell a word one way is a sign of a lack of creativity.
Damn.
So he's saying
I'm now
that to
off the
say
hook.
that
I'm off
even
the
if he
hook.
spells it wrong,
I knew where he was going.
he's spelling it right.
But it's just still.
No.
Yes. He's like, if I'm wrong, I'm right.
We're
Man,
gonna make
there's-
this one easy. Then.
There's a lot of different professions I see that may not even be legit, that this man's brain could have been thriving. This is a gift.
What is? No, I think we asked him this one. No, we didn't. What is the condition of spot balding called?
Spot balding? Are you referring to alopecia areata?
Yes.
Okay.
Spell alopecia.
Alopecia.
You got this one.
A-L-O-P-E-C-I-A?
Yes. And
Okay.
because you're so good at that one, and you run a lot of different businesses, you're an entrepreneur, right?
You know what? Oh, I got that word on the front of one of my books.
I was going to say, spell entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. All right. Entrepreneur. E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R.
I'm done. I'm done.
That's a mic drop,
That's
y'all. Ivan
we
Zoo.
need a button for mic drop. Give him something though. Give him.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, spelling is I've written 15 books. My 16th book comes out next month.
Damn.
But I give these books to the editor. The editor cries. The editor gives me books back going, are you kidding me?
What's your best-selling one so far?
$100,000 Hair Cutter. The one that kind of kicked off my serious book publishing is probably number one. But my Professional Hair Cutter's Pricing Playbook ultimately will be my bestseller, but it's several years behind the publication of the other one, so it's got a lot of volume to catch up on, because that one deals with the real questions we have about pricing. And pricing is where people kind of get caught up in our industry. So I think that's the one, if I say a book that really gives the greatest value, because it's one thing to fill your book and fill your chair. It's another thing to then manage that business, and it really comes about managing the money. So that's why that one ultimately, if you ask me that question in 5 years, the Professional Hair Cutter's price, if you ask me that question in 5 years, you're going to have to ask me that question on a boat in a lake, because I'm going to be fishing.
Yes.
But if you ask me, it's going to be the playbook.
yes.
Man,
The
that's
pricing
so
playbook. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of For the Culture Podcast. We had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Ivan Zoo.
And thank you too, Ivan
Yes,
Zoo, as
thank
well
you.
for always being willing to give your time, man. We really
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
the invitation to sit down with you guys and spend a little time beating up the things we do and
Yes.
trying to understand how we help people
Amen.
move ahead. Because that's what it's all. You know what? The industry is big enough. There's 328 plus million heads in America.
on.
We're not competing with each other.
Come on, man.
We're here to help
speaking
each
our
other.
language.
And and the last thing I'll leave your readers with, your listeners with, here's the thing. You sit in your shop and you look out the window at the shop down the block or across the street, and you tell yourself stories about what's going on over there, how much they're charging, what they're doing, what their business is all about. Yet you've never been there. I talk to barbers all the time who talk smack about chain salons. Oh, these chain salons, they don't know what they're doing, they don't know how they're doing it, blah, blah, blah. And I say to them, have you ever had a haircut at a chain salon? One of my biggest pieces of advice to people is walk across the street. Introduce yourself.
Yes.
Say hello. Tell them hey, I'm Mike. I own the barbershop across the street. Nice to meet you. Because we're all in this together.
Yes.
I had an episode on my podcast called The Barber Breakfast, and it came from the idea that when I was in the shop, in this one community, all the barbers had breakfast together on Tuesday morning at a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
It was drop-in.
Yes.
Show up, have a cup of coffee, but we talked about the neighborhood. We talked about the community. We talked about hiring. Hey, I need a guy. Hey, I just fired a guy because he drinks. Don't hire that guy. We share. I'm going up next month. You should go up next month. And as a community, because you know what? There's enough for everybody to eat. We built a big enough table.
Yes.
And somebody said this in my class this morning, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to steal it. If you're not at the table, you're on the plate.
with a fork in it. Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this back.
I know, right?
I can't wait to watch this back.
Or
You
listen
always
to it
drop
back on the any podcast platform.
Yes, you guys can listen to this on Spotify, Apple Music, and of course, Barberview TV
Barberview
to see
TV.
the visuals. Yes. Shout out to our Barberview TV family. Again, man, you bless us with so many gems. We love telling you straight to your face that we will make sure you know that we know that you're a legend in this industry, living legend, and you have your mark all over this thing, man. So we just thank you again for coming on our platform to do this.
Thank you so much. It's always an honor.
Much love, man.
All right.
Happy fishing!
Peace.